Hi Pisces, welcome to your tarot reading for mid-August 2024. I haven't done a reading in a while. I was busy moving across the country and it's been a lot, but I'm ready to get back into my readings now, and I'm very excited to start with you, dear Pisces, for a number of reasons. And it looks like we have a nice little spread for you today. We're going to start with our card in the past position, which is the Eight of Pentacles. So it looks like you've been really involved in honing your skills lately, or working really diligently towards a particular goal. This card is associated with craftsmanship and dedication and the pursuit of mastery of something. So in your recent past, you've been really focused. You've been putting in a lot of effort, perhaps into your career or a personal project where you've been investing a significant amount of time and energy. You have been very meticulous and committed, and you've been really striving to improve your craft or achieve excellence at something. So you've really had your head down, you've been working hard, you've been very disciplined, and that's been really laying a solid foundation for you for where you stand today. So I see you very much in a studious mode recently. I'm noticing today in this card, and I don't always notice this black cloak or apron that this apprentice is wearing. And in the tarot, the black represents protection. So I'm getting the sense here that you're working on something that's going to put you in a really good position. It's going to, these skills and knowledge and abilities that you're honing right now are going to protect you in the future in terms of making sure you're in a good financial place, making sure that you're protected and not vulnerable financially. This apprentice can be a bit of a perfectionist. He can also be someone who isolates himself a little bit. And I know that's a Pisces trait as well. You guys can really go into your own shells. And I have a bit of Pisces in my chart as well, so I'm guilty of doing that as well. And I don't always think that's a bad thing, especially when you're focused on moving yourself forward in some way. So I see you kind of pulled away from society, from the crowd, really just not caring what's going on in the city behind you, not even noticing what your environment is. This kind of gray sky behind the apprentice here indicates that the future is uncertain. He doesn't really know how things are going to end up, but he kind of doesn't care. He's just so focused on building up some kind of mastery in an area that's all he's focused on. So I like this for you. I see you really having the intent to lay a strong foundation for yourself in some way. We have the Queen of Swords in the present position for you. So she's a figure, she has a really sharp intellect. She thinks very clearly, and she's a very direct communicator. So you're likely adopting a really rational and analytical mindset presently. And you're very much interested in cutting through any confusion or emotional clutter in order to get to the heart of the matter, whatever that matter is for you. You're not dilly-dallying. You're not interested in anything that clouds your vision right now. You really want to get to the heart of the matter at hand. You may be in a phase where you're just really valuing honesty and truth and clear boundaries. And you may be making some important decisions with a clear head, and you're relying on logic rather than emotion. And I know, again, with Pisces, we're emotional beings, right? And sometimes we do tend to let our emotions take the reins. I see you not doing that currently. You're really interested in clear thinking and using logic to make your decisions right now, which I love for you because I see a lot of good energy in this reading. This queen also encourages you to be really discerning in your interactions and make sure that you're not swayed by others' opinions or emotions. So she's saying to you right now, be strong, be really determined. This queen also is sometimes associated with minutia and details. She's really good at things like facts and figures and numbers and being really organized around those things. So I'm almost getting the sense that whatever it is you're working on, you're kind of in your apprentice mode here of mastering something. It may have something to do with something very detail oriented, something to do with numbers or figures. You'll have to let me know if I'm on point with that. But whatever it is that you're working on right now, you've already been working on it. And I think you see very clearly the value of where it's taking you, and you want to continue on that. This queen is really kind of the most queenish queen of the tarot, because she's the only queen we see in profile, kind of like on the side on a coin. So she's very much a high and mighty queen, and I mean that in a good way. She is really ruling over her life in a really strong and determined way. So I see you doing that right now, really taking charge of your life in some way. In the position of challenges you might face this mid-August, we have the 10 of Wands. So you might be facing or soon might face a feeling of being overwhelmed or overburdened. This card often signifies carrying a really heavy load, and that might be responsibilities, it might be stress, or just a multitude of tasks, a lot of things that you're having to do at once. The work that you've taken on, possibly due to your dedication and drive, it might be weighing heavily on you right now. And there's a risk of burnout if you continue to push yourself without giving yourself a break now and then. And that's really a rule of hard work, is allowing yourself to take a break, because you reach a point when you're thinking too hard or doing too much and it becomes almost ineffective. So I want you to keep that in mind this month. Give yourself these little breaks along the way. And the challenge here is to recognize when to delegate, when to prioritize, what to prioritize, and even to let go of certain things that are no longer serving your best interests. Maybe some of these wands can be put down in favor of the ones that you really do need to take with you into this village or this homestead that he's heading towards. So it's important to be mindful of not taking on more than you can handle. And this card showing up in the challenges position, this card is already a little bit of a challenging card, and especially when it shows up in the reversed or in a challenge situation, it's almost saying that some of these burdens might not even be real. They might be just perceived or all in your mind. Not to belittle some burdens you might be feeling, but it's kind of saying in this position, it might be a good idea to lighten up a little, to kind of, again, put some of those wands down, to maybe not get so worked up over little details, but to keep in mind where you're headed, and again, to give yourself some breaks now and then. But I really like this setup of cards at the beginning here, even this being in the challenge position, where he's heading. There's a lot of opportunity for him. He's going to perhaps plant some of these wands in this really fertile soil we see waiting for him. And this home is representing a goal that is going to be achieved. He's almost there. So you're on your way. It's just at this point, you might be feeling a little overburdened with what you've taken on. So it's time to maybe take a break, lighten up a little, and keep in mind that you're very close to your goal at this point. In the position of opportunities around you this mid-month, we have the Page of Swords. This card highlights the potential for new ideas and learning and the pursuit of truth. Again, in correspondence with this Queen of Swords, I really see you seeking out the truth. And that can be, I think, for in this sense of this reading, it's you're looking for knowledge in something. You're building up your knowledge base in some way. It's suggesting that you have the opportunity to approach situations with curiosity and a really fresh perspective. This page is very inquisitive. He's eager to learn, and he's really unafraid to speak up. Here he is on the top of this hill there. He's standing up straight. He's got his sword up straight. He's not afraid to stand out and be seen. He's ready to fight. He's unafraid to speak his mind. You might find yourself inspired by new concepts right now, or driven to explore different avenues of thought as well. This card is showing up to encourage you to embrace your inner curiosity and ask questions and seek out information that can help you advance. It's a time to be really bold in your intellectual pursuits and to communicate your ideas with confidence. So I think this is showing up as an encouragement to speak up. If you're in a situation like a classroom or something and you have a really good idea, get up and say it, because it's going to be well received. You really do know what you're talking about. You just have to back it with confidence. And I'm getting the sense there that if you really lean into your confidence, it's really going to boost this progress for you. So stand up tall and proud like this page on this hill there, and recognize he's wearing this dark red robe here, which is a sign of royalty. So he deep down knows his self-worth. He feels like he's royalty. I want you to really embrace that mindset this month. And also noticing in this Page of Swords card here that there's a lot of energy and motion. We have these kind of swirling lines on the hill he's standing on, these clouds blowing around, these trees really blowing in the wind, and we have these birds circling up at the top. So I'm really getting the sense that something's about to happen, to take flight, to move forward. So you're being really encouraged here to be ready for it, be attentive, be open-minded, and stand strong in your ideas. In the position of advice for you this month, we have the Eight of Cups. This is suggesting it might be time to walk away from something that's no longer fulfilling or beneficial to you. This card, when it shows up, often indicates the need for introspection and the courage to leave behind what is no longer serving your higher purpose. And that might be a relationship, a job, or just a mindset that's not working for you anymore. This card is advising you to seek out what truly resonates with your soul. It's about recognizing when it's time to move on and embark on a journey towards deeper emotional or spiritual fulfillment. So it's encouraging you to trust your intuition and have faith in the path that lies ahead for you, even if that means stepping into the unknown. And it very much feels like that, I think, for you right now. You're following your intuition right now, and you're being encouraged to keep going on that path. We see in this card the sun and the moon combined together up in the sky here. But currently, it's nighttime. The sky is dark. And that's suggesting that right now, you're having to follow your intuition and kind of go with the flow of the moon and the water, and not really knowing exactly where you're going, but just trusting that you should be leaving this behind, whatever it is. When the sun comes out tomorrow in the future, that's going to be time to get down to brass tacks and practical things and practical plans. Right now, you have to just focus on following your intuition about something. And truth be told, when this card shows up, it means that you've already emotionally left a situation. So all that is left to do is to take practical or some kind of action to make it real. So it looks like there's something that you're being advised to walk away from because it's not serving you any longer. And in fact, you've already emotionally checked out. You're already on this path emotionally. So it's time to trust that that is the right decision. So Pisces, I see you really working hard recently to raise yourself up, to plan a future for yourself where you're going to be in a better position ultimately through this really dogged pursuit of knowledge and mastery that you're involved in right now. I see you thinking very clearly and being very determined right now. And you're using your logic a lot. There is something where you're being asked to tune into your intuition. What is it on this journey that might be holding you back? I'm almost getting that this might be a mindset for you. I almost don't feel like it's a particular job or a person or anything like that. I'm getting the sense this is a mindset that you need to move past, something that limits you from being this Page of Swords or this Queen of Swords, getting you out of this position of the Ten of Swords where you're almost blocking your own view here. If you'll notice his right arm here, the position of his hand is covering his view on top of the wands covering his view. Is there something that you're doing that you're kind of putting blindfolds on that's limiting your growth, really try to figure that out. It's time to leave that behind. You are royalty, baby. And it's time to step into that mastery, step into that queen energy who is so clear about who she is and how powerful she is. And then really tap into your curiosity and openness right now. And I think that might be the key to letting go of this old mindset. Instead of being stuck in your ways, clinging to old belief systems that don't work, embrace curiosity. And that's what's going to help you move past this. All right, Pisces, I really enjoyed doing this reading for you today. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Please let me know in the comments if this resonated for you. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.